Okay, what's good, everybody? It's getting hot up in here. Uh, I just came back from the beach, so I'm always moving around. I know that some of you have just reached out to me or joined my channel because I have talked about NaNoWriMo. I keep talking about it, so I feel like I don't want to repeat too much. So my name is MorenikeC. I have written and published. I've written multiple books. I've published two. The first one is my journey dropping out of law school and traveling with $200 with a one-way ticket all over Mexico and all over Guatemala. I didn't know I was going to Guatemala. I just kind of crossed the border and then just went all over Guatemala since then. I published my book in Vietnam, my first book. My second book was published in Mexico. This has been one of the hardest NaNoWriMos for me this year because every year I'm usually in one place or I'll have one other project. This has been a month where I'm constantly traveling. I was in all over Ahuasteca, which was really hard in San Luis Potosi. And it was just hard for me spiritually. This is usually a time where people talk to the dead, and there's a lot of idols going on and devil worship, literal devils. So I moved around a lot during that time from one Airbnb to one hotel, one hostel, one. It was just a lot of ping ponging, and then making my way up through Texas because I was going to attend a conference called Covered by God. And so I went and I don't know, it was a lot. It was heavy. It was for sure like it's been interesting coming from Texas, then always traveling. Every day is something new. If I'm either at a beach or I'm in the cold, so my body is taking a different set. I'm checking in from one Airbnb to another, to this, to that. So I'm feeling a bit of the shuffle. Sometimes I really like an Airbnb and then it'll be only available for certain days. So I'll say, okay, look, I might as well get comfortable those days and zero in. I really enjoy having these like romantic parties with my writing. I do want to give an amazing update. I'm at about 30,000 words. And so this was my happy update. Now I'm going like double speed, literal almost extreme warp speed because I I'm always moving around. And so if you have a specific place, always writing in one desk, or you maybe go to a cafe or something, it might be a bit easier. But this year has been incredibly. Uh, I've been in maybe seven places, eight, nine maybe this since in 22 days. So it's been a lot, and I'm working as well. I'm networking with a lot of people, and I'm taking care of a lot of things because I'm not fixated in one space. I'm nomading. I'm going where the Spirit of God leads me. So it's been a lot of mental dump as I continue writing different prompts. For me, NaNoWriMo goes like I'm writing something, I have a specific path. And the point of NaNoWriMo is not to move your fingers. It's not to say, what am I going to say? It's if your mind says, oh, and then I just started thinking about, I'm literally, oh, and I just started thinking about. It's just to get the words out on the page and get rid of the inner critic in my head. So I've been getting like some interesting messages and downloads as well. So all this stuff is like this world moving inside of me, and this has been very trying, but I'm so excited. I'm excited. We're pressing on. I usually don't like to publicize or make videos about my progress. I did a few years ago, and then when I published my second book, I realized I didn't want anybody to know what I was writing, that I was writing. Maybe the people around me knew when I was living in Puerto Escondido, and then when I moved to San Cristobal de las Casas to edit and publish the book in Chiapas, that's where I stayed. And so I had to stay there for almost 6 months, because it was in multiple languages, and Amazon doesn't print multiple languages. So I just liked that the second book, it wasn't about me. It didn't really require me to talk a lot. I really don't like saying, hey guys, this is what's going on. But I'm literally like, I have to make a video diary because I don't know. And then recently I just felt that I felt a tug to start sharing on Facebook, which I'm like, híjole, ¿me entiendes? No me gusta la verdad. Es como, me gusta más mi privacidad y todo, pero I think maybe it's just better for, I really love my privacy, but I feel like maybe it's better to help share and make it more of a community thing. I'm so used to being in a library or a writing center, my writing school, Hugo House, shout out to Seattle, Washington, and 3 hours every Tuesday, just sit and clack and just be with a whole bunch of people, eating a bunch of snacks, and just having fun writing, like making it a party. So this year has been different. I can't remember last year, NaNoWriMo. I have literally won every single year I've competed. So it's fun for me. But there was a time like I just felt on Facebook, don't nobody care. Nobody cares. Your 10-year anniversary, your brand new baby, your promotion, your new car. I started seeing that a lot of these people who would never see you in 15 years are like hearting stuff. And do you really want them in on that? Like sometimes I just don't want people knowing stuff. So this feels like a huge bombard of privacy, but it's also a burden I have on my spirit that says, go and say this, go and share, go and do this. So I must obey. I must obey. So the climate changes and everything like that, wanting to keep private and, just kind of hide behind my work. And not hide behind it, but I'm definitely not hiding. I'm talking about myself. So just blossom on my page. So I do feel like this is a brand new season. Not only is it like seasonally, I was just in Matamoros, which is the border of Texas. I'm saying Texas. Texas in my head, Texas out loud. Texas and Tamaulipas. I'm over it. Tamaulipas. Tamaulipas. And so this is the border of state. Now, next to it is Nuevo Laredo, and then there's Chihuahua, and there's other states aside from that. But I was right here, and it was wonderful on my way up to Houston. It was like really hot here at the beach, and then when I left, it was raining, and all of a sudden it was freezing. And like I was so happy. I'm like, oh, I'm wearing a dress on my birthday, sleeveless and everything, walking around Houston. And then it was so incredibly hot. So the weather changes have been incredible. Thank God for vitamins and zinc. But it's been harsh just in general. I had like the vomits. I talked about that. So it's just been a very trying time. I'm so happy that I'm staying focused and, all the other stuff that keeps coming up. So I want to encourage you guys, no matter what is going on, there can be 1,001 other distractions like traveling, like your 12-hour or your 8-hour bus ride, where you can write and just kind of, be by yourself as opposed to a plane and then just waiting. Sometimes I just like bus rides. I can think, I can vomit my thoughts. But there's been a lot of other stuff too, right? Because I have other things outside of this. So if it's deliverance, people calling me because I have a duty to God to help, right? And so there's other parts and, components of it, meeting new friends. I mean, shout out to Tom from Australia. Hey, all of my new friends from Canada. A lot of you guys, that I just met recently in Houston. It was an amazing time. They actually won the World Series. So yeah, go Astros. And the sicknesses, the weird stomach bug. I don't know what happened. I ended up drinking coffee and just vomited the inside of my stomach out. And I don't want to get into the details of all the sandia chunks. That means watermelon. Okay, like it's been a bit rough. So this is what I mean, that this is quite trying. And I'm just happy. I want to just encourage you. Please keep going. We have 8 days. You could literally write 5,000 words in a day. Another 5,000 is 10,000. Another 5,000 every single day, right? Every single thought that you have to just keep coming up and continue writing these thoughts. So as I continue moving around the world, you know how it is. Just it's definitely been trying. I'm excited. I'm really happy that I'm able to connect with some of you, even on the NaNoWriMo platform. On YouTube has been really nice. And for those of you who are inspiring to write on Facebook, that is so super cool. I love it. I'm so excited to just share again and meet up. Now, every NaNoWriMo, just because you write something doesn't really mean that it's going to be, you're going to do anything with it. Sometimes it's just books. I mean, every year I think I've had maybe 8, 7 different NaNoWriMos, and I've published 2. So that's 5 books that just are hanging out. I've never picked them back up, haven't felt any need to do that. So for those of you like, oh yeah, what's happening? Just leave it alone. It's just a fun month. October is Inktober, so you just ink stuff. And I love comics, and it tests me drawing, and it allows me to just go back into being playful again and creative in a different way. So that's what it is. It's just fun, but it's a goal. And so it's 50,000 words. So maybe 80 pages. So that's where I am now. So I just want to wish you guys the best. I want to keep encouraging you. It's not the end of the world if you don't get 50,000 words. You can make your own goal, but it is important to meet it, right? It is important to recognize that, hey, there are some slumps, the emotional slumps that come from writing, the things that come up. Maybe you're sitting here writing about like this amazing happy day, and then all of a sudden you remember a betrayal. So this comes in your head, or a movie you started watching. And so we can't get rid of those thoughts. We just allow those thoughts to come and write about them. So that to me is so incredibly cathartic, because it's not allowing me to edit anything. I can just kind of come up and and have that fun on a page. So I wish you all the best. Stay encouraged no matter what your situation is. If you're moving around, maybe some of you are homeless, maybe you have a newborn child, maybe you have 2 jobs, maybe you're sick, God forbid. We bind the spirit of infirmity in the name of Jesus. We cast it out and we replace it with joy, health, abundance, and long life and prosperity. So I want you guys to stay focused, zero in. This is what happens in general in anything, and even in my business. My God, do you know how many things how many fires happen in a day? It's a lot. So it's just another thing. It's fun. And it's even better when you get to like remind yourself what you've done. How do you guys feel about the whole Facebook thing? Like, are you all feeling as well? Like, I just, somebody asked me, why have you not been on Facebook? Like, I don't really want people in my business. Like, there's a time to just be out, and sometimes it's not really, advertising, my partner, what I'm doing, where I am, who I'm with. I mean, sometimes I just feel that I don't really have anything to hide. I just don't want to wear a banner about it. I wish you the best. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments, and check out my other books. The first one is called Something to Show for It: Freedom, Faith, and Enlightenment, with $200 and a one-way trip to Mexico. It gets better, I promise. It's a lot of stuff in the beginning, and then I go to Mexico and life kind of gets better for 10 months. And then the second book is called The Vision Book. It's completely different. It is all exercises. It's really short. I feel like the first book was 232 pages, and I'm like, raise your hand if you read all of it. And you can usually tell when somebody's read it or not. We'll talk about that in a different episode. But I just felt like I wanted to get away from that all of the stuff I was writing about. And I had actually gone to Puerto Escondido and I was praying, and God said, this book is going to be different. It's not going to be as emotionally taxing as the first one. So I was just happy about that. Anyway, even in the first book, my friend was telling me to just keep my hands under control. You guys see, I'm always talking with my hands. I love talking with my hands. I just can't imagine not talking with my hands, you know, like. So, yeah, I had to hold it like this. So, disclaimer, if anybody's thinking about it, I don't join no secret society or anything like that. Like, I don't know, you know how some of these people, whoo, híjole. So, yes, the second book is a whole bunch of exercises. You can kind of get it done in a group setting. And I'm just really, really happy. I have a lot of friends in Vietnam who love it. My friends in Laos enjoy it, and Cambodia and Thailand. I'm just so happy it's in multiple languages, right? And even here in Spanish-speaking countries, I'm just happy that it's benefiting people. Short, quick, easy, get it done in, like, hopefully you don't do it in one day, but you can. So that's how that works. I look forward to talking to you guys. Hang in there, please hang in there. It's not that bad. You're going to get your goals accomplished, and the plans of the wicked shall not stand.